If you're an Airbnb host building a new listing, or you're just here to get the optimization techniques, you are at the right video. I'll be building a new listing from start to finish and going through the best practices on how to build out a title, how to do your text and your photos and everything. The reason why I'm doing this is because I just bought a new apartment. My name is Danny. I've been doing Airbnb for 11 years. I started working at Airbnb, the company in San Francisco. Since then, I've become a guest. I live in Airbnbs. I own Airbnbs. I'm an Airbnb property manager, and I've written a couple best-selling books for Airbnb hosts. So welcome to my channel. Without further ado, let's jump right in. A question I get asked a lot is, can I transfer a listing from another account? I had a property manager. I'm not happy with them. This is very common, but they have my Airbnb listing, and so I don't want to start over with 0 reviews. You cannot. You cannot do that. Create from an existing listing in your account. We are going to create a new listing. The last time I did this was about a year ago. I am an actual host. I buy properties every few years when it makes sense. I teach how to do that as well on this channel. The first point of optimization. Which of these best describes your place? I haven't been really able to find an optimal optimization strategy here, an optimal strategy. So just pick what you think is best for your listing. This part is very important. You cannot change this later. Optimization technique. Show your specific location. Yes, that helps set the guest expectations, which is one of my core 4 commandments. You can learn about that on my blog, Airbnb Commandments. See on the map, there's 18 zooms. I want to see, as I come in here, here is my current Airbnb. If I come in here, it's pretty close already, so I know that I can put my listing actually all the way out here, and someone's going to book it. Now, this is the prime spot, this highlighted walking area, and the guest is going to see that. So also I want to be conscious of that. I want to put my pin not so far away from that walking area, but you see this cluster already here. So I'll put some specific filters on. It's a 3-bedroom. Let's see what we got here. Okay, they kind of zoom in there. All right, I don't want to put it right over the specific area, but somewhere. Okay, got it. So I'm going to put it actually, I want to keep it in this walkable area. So I'm going to put it like right there, let's say. In a future video, I'm going to be going over why did I purchase this Airbnb, and also it's an existing Airbnb, so we're going to be able to measure my revenue based on the prior property managers and my own. Now, beds. Any sleeping service at this point, any sleeping area at this point, I recommend you add a bed. So there's 3 beds in this place, but I'm going to allow 2 people per bed, plus I'm going to have an additional 2 blow-up mattresses or couch. So I'm going to do 5 right now. Actually, I'm going to do 6, and we can change that later on. Everything you cannot change, but this one I know you can. All right, this is the good stuff. Photos, title, description, the big 3. Optimization, safety amenities, you want all of them. Think about it from Airbnb side. They want to reduce their risk. You think they're going to be more likely to promote listings that have all safety features or a listing that has no safety features? Optimization tip, I'm labeling the photos. If a guest is searching on Google or Airbnb for keywords, I just labeled each one of those photos. I downloaded them and then labeled the photo with a bunch of keywords and also describing the photo. For now, I'm just going to upload the minimum 5 photos. I have a bunch of other videos about how you can take your photos with your camera, how to edit them, how to add captions, everything about photos. That could be a 2-hour video. So go to my channel and search directly on the channel for photos and then see what comes up and have a look at the specific topic that you want. Alternatively, a little hack is to go to Google and type in Airbnb cover photo optimize is my business name, and typically my content will come up first. Here's my content. You can also see a blog. The title, super important. The most important text, which is the most important part of your listing. I'll get into that later on. I have a free Airbnb title generator that I'm going to put a link in the description to, but how you want to add the title is your amenities. What are the most sought after amenities for your guest? You should be familiar with that. If you're not, we have a problem. I'm familiar with it here. You should at least have an idea. It's only 32 characters here. When you get into your live listing, that's going to open up to 50 characters. And you want to use all 50 characters in an optimized fashion. So if I were to continue here, I would say river, I could say patio, I could say 400 megabyte per second Wi-Fi, whatever, parking, whatever, rooftop, jacuzzi, whatever is valuable to your guest. Now let's stop a moment and talk about description. If a guest is actually reading your description, they are just a hair away from making the booking. They have probably narrowed it down to 3 or 4 listings and they're not sure. So they're looking for that extra bit of information that's going to make them sure. So you need to optimize your description. We're going to do that with bullet points and letting our guests know what we have that they haven't already seen in the photos. Pricing is another whole different topic. I have an entire playlist dedicated to pricing, and I recommend you check out Price Labs for dynamic pricing. Do not use Airbnb's smart pricing. And don't stress too much about your price. You're going to change it. The beautiful thing about my pricing strategy is the market tells us how to price our listing based on our occupancy. This is a known number. It's a very simple strategy once you learn it. I have a strategy, very important strategy for all new listings. It's called a new listing calendar strategy. I have videos and blogs on that, and I highly, highly recommend you learn this strategy. It's a way to get you your first 3 reviews quick. And the first 3 reviews are of tremendous importance because the star rating starts to show up in search. I'm going to do the new listing promotion within Airbnb. I usually don't. I do add a discount on my own, but let's have a try with this and see if I notice any differences.
Hey, I'm Brian, Airbnb's co-founder, CEO, and first host, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to Airbnb. Thank you for sharing your home. We're excited for you to welcome your first guest.
I know Brian Chesky, that was the CEO of Airbnb. He sat in the finance department, which is the department I worked at when I was at Airbnb. The office was open. It was pretty cool. Every Friday we would have meetings. Now, this is important. Do not publish your listing until you are ready to accept guests. So we'll just go back to listings here and we'll see it, I hope, and we'll click into it. Here it is. Well, all right, for this video, I'm going to publish it and I'm going to put a booking date about 2 weeks out. I want to make this video useful to you, so we're going to publish it. If this video has been useful to you, please show me with a thumbs up and a sharing of the video. All right, so now we're getting into the listing optimization side of things only. You'll see how much extra information is in here. We got the space, we've got the arrival guide. If you have guests that come in 2 different languages, for example, here I have Spanish guests and English guests. I'm going to add a Spanish language because I don't want Google automatically translating mine. Okay, we don't want to do a photo tour because it takes up valuable space at the top, but most importantly, you lose control of your photo layout. We do have to click that button though, but don't get scared here. I'm going to show you how to not use a photo tour. We can view listing here. They automatically put me into a photo tour. Not good. All right, I'm going to have to figure out how to get that away. Okay, arrange your photos, no thanks. There we go. So you see the photo tour is not there. Oh, that was scary. I didn't want to figure that out because it is difficult. You have to delete all your photos and then re-upload them, especially if you've worked with the layout already. So you can see that before there was that thing up here. Now there's not. That's how I want it. Now I have full 100% control over my photo layout. Now you can see here, I've added some text on here. Netflix, master bedroom, kitchen. You can do that yourself. I also offer a service where I do that for you. I edit your photos, I brighten them, I straighten them, and then I add text because we really want to make use of the actual photo. Now, the next thing I want to do is edit that title. Let's get it out to 50 characters. All right, what I was going to say is river, washer, dryer, 50, the holy grail. Now, the photos, how do we want to do it? We want to lead with our best photo, our most unique photo. And then we want number 2 to be our second best photo, 3 to be our third best. However, the first 5 photos need to be of 5 different rooms. That's because if we're looking at the listing on desktop, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos from, this is called P3. It's the page where the guest can make the books. Brian Chesky, the founder, was influenced by Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs said within 3 clicks, we want to get a song. Someone, they can play a song or they can make a purchase. So Airbnb, within 3 clicks, no matter where you're at on the website, you can book an Airbnb listing. So we have the living room, we've got the reading room, the master bedroom, the dining room, and a bathroom. Now, the building here was built in 1976. Now, the building outside doesn't look all that nice. Inside, it looks nice. But I don't think saying my building was built in 1976 is going to help me. So I'm going to leave that blank. However, the property size is actually 1450. I didn't want to put that in the listing so specifically. 1400 is fine. All right, now how do we change that from Colombian pesos to dollars? Go to the calendar. Go to the specific listing. Go to, is it here? We can change it. There we go. We are going to put it in dollars. The reason why I want dollars is because as the peso gets weakened, which is the case for forever, I'm still getting $100 for a night or whatever. Instead, it's, it made last year would have been 440,000. Maybe next year it's 460,000. But my US dollars is the same. Now, don't forget to block out days until your listing is actually available. So I'm going to block out this, and we're going to accept guests starting on that Monday, okay? Another thing I want to show you is if you're a brand new host and you don't have control over your pricing, it's still very new to you, then go down under availability within the calendar. Airbnb recently moved that. And come down here and say availability window 3 months in advance only. So we're going to save that. Now, I'm not going to worry about the price because I will be connecting to Price Labs. I have another video about how to do that and how to connect it and sync it with your Airbnb or your property management system. Optimization tip. Even if you don't charge for extra guests, you still should have an extra guest charge on there. That's because if you allow your place, you have a 2-bedroom, you allow 4 people, they bring 6 people, you're going to tell Airbnb, I want extra money for those 2 people. Airbnb is going to look at your extra guest fee and say, well, what do you want us to charge? You have 0 here. So in that case, I would add 100 for anything above 4 if my maximum was 4. This is going to tell you at what point today, if my calendar is available, at what point in the day can I still receive reservations. So if your place is totally automated, I still wouldn't say 12 a.m. unless you're really automated. But depending on how automated you are, the later this can get. If you're not automated and you're like, I really need to know before like noon or before like 3 p.m., that's okay. And so this comes into play, allow requests with shorter notice. If, let's say, I have Instant Book on, which I will for this listing, and I have this as 12 p.m., so the guest can book instantly until 12 p.m. But now if I click this on, the guest can also send me a request. So Instant Book would be turned off today for any reservations coming in at 12:01 until midnight. Well, I'm going to turn that off and keep it at 10 p.m., save. Now, if you go to description, it's going to open up a bunch of other description areas. You want to fill in all of them. Now, I have certain strategies on how to fill them in, but I also have kind of a generic text to put here just to get something filled in right away. Hosts, make sure you're always checking your amenities. One of the things I'm going to talk about in how I'm going to increase the revenue with the listing I just bought is that the host did not have 2 key amenities selected: kitchen and TV. If any FPG, I call them, was coming to this place and they filtered out for kitchen and or TV, this new listing, would not appear in the search results. That has an effect on your bottom line, on your occupancy, which affects your nightly rate. This is important. Instant Book does have a significant boost on your search rank, so if you can do it, if you do Instant Book, you can click on a guest with a good track record, which helps eliminate some of the bad guests that might book your place. But Airbnb is pretty liberal in terms of what they consider a good track record. House rules are important. You do want to fill it out. Add up here whatever your most important house rules rules are. I don't add a big formal legalese document. If you do that, add it secondarily. At this time, does the guest need to know your checkout rules? No. They only need to know what's going to affect them before they make the booking. This is the Belmonte Penthouse. This is my current listing, and you can go here to check out my title, my text, and all my little optimizations. You can also go to my profile and see listings that I manage and listings that I own. Here is the new one we just added. So you can have a look over the next few months. I'm going to be testing out different things, different titles, text optimizations. Save it to your wish list. As a host, you should save it to your own wish list. And if you're a new host, I'm going to recommend you 2 videos that you can watch right now. Till next time, happy hosting.